Okay, greetings one and all, and welcome to this math video. In this math video, our topic is sequences. Yes, sequences. Let's begin. Okay, the question says, state the next two numbers in the sequence. State the next two numbers in the sequence. So in the sequence, we have 2, then 2.5, then 3, then 3.5, then 4, and they want us to state the next two numbers in the sequence. Notice that if we add 0.5 to 2, we get 2.5. And then if we add 2.5 and a 0.5, we get 3. And if we add 0.5 to 3, we get 3.5. And if we add 0.5 to 3.5, we get 4. And so the next two numbers in the sequence we're going to get by adding 0.5. And so we're going to add 4 to 0.5. So 4 plus 0.5, notice I put 4.0. And so we have 0 plus 5, which is 5, and we have 4 plus 0, which is 4. So the answer is going to be 4.5. And we got to add 0.5 to 4.5. And so it's going to be 4.5 plus 0.5. We know that 5 plus 5 is 10. We put the 0 down, put the 1 up. And so we say, okay, what is 5 plus 0? Well, sorry, what is 4 plus 1? Sorry, 4 plus 1. 4 plus 1 is going to be 5. And 5 plus 0 is going to be 5. So the answer is 5.0. And so that means that our next number in the sequence is going to be 5. So we move from 2, add 0.5, get 2.5, add 0.5, get 3. From 3, add 0.5, get 3.5. From 3.5, add 0.5, get 4. From 4, add 0.5, get 4.5. From 4.5, add 0.5, and we get 5. And so our next two numbers in the sequence is 4.5 and 5. Moving right along, it says complete the sequence below. Notice that we have triangle, circle, rectangle. Then we have circle, rectangle, triangle. So what is going to be the next sequence? Notice that what's going to happen here is that I move, right? I move the triangle to the front, right? And so when I move the triangle to the front, what that means that the circle now is going to be in the front. And that's why we have the circle in the front, then the rectangle, and then the triangle. And then, so the next thing that we're going to do for the next sequence is we're going to move the circle to the front. And so that means that what's going to be here? The rectangle is going to be here, and then we're going to have the triangle, and then that means that the circle is going to be to the front. So in each case, we're going to move the triangle, which is, you could consider this as the back. We move it from the back to the front, all right? And so now that means that the triangle is to the front now, and the circle takes its place at the back. And then we move the circle to the front, all right? And then now we have the rectangle to take its place at the back, and then the triangle, and then the circle to the front. All right, and then the next movement here, we'll move the rectangle to the front, and then the triangle will go to the back, the circle will be in the middle, and the rectangle will be at the front. All right, and so that's how we would do it. Again, when we would move this triangle to the front, when we move the rectangle to the front, the triangle would be to the back, the circle would be at the middle, and the rectangle would be at the front. Okay, so that's how we do it. Okay, let's move on to the next question. It says fill in the blanks, fill in the blanks. Okay, so how are we going to consider the sequence? We have 7, 14, 21, 28, and 35. These are simply multiples of 7. So 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 2 is definitely 14. 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 4 is 28. And then 7 times 5 is going to be 35. And then from this one, we have 1, 44, 72, 36, 18. And then we want us to find out the next number in the sequence. Well, if we divide 144 by 2, well, 144 divided by 2, right, is going to be 72. And 72 divided by 2 is going to be 36. And 36 divided by 2 is going to be 18. And 18 divided by 2 is going to be 9. And so that's how we get 9 here. Next up, we have the next sequence. It says, write the next two numbers in the sequence. So we have -12, -9, -6, -3, and they want us to give them the next two numbers in the sequence. Notice that in each case we're going in each case we have 3 as the number that we're dealing with. So notice that we have 12 plus 3, that's going to give us -9. Negative 9 plus 3, that's going to give us negative 6. Negative 6 plus 3, that's going to give us negative 3. Negative 3 plus 3, that's going to give us 0. And 0 plus 3 is going to give us 3. Or if you want to go backwards, you could subtract 3 if we're going backwards. So 3 subtract 3 is going to be 0. 0 subtract 3 is going to be negative 3. Negative 3 subtract 3 is going to be negative 6. Negative 6 subtract 3 is going to be negative 9. And negative 9 subtract 3 is going to be negative 12. So in each case, the things that we're doing is we are considering 3 as the number that we're dealing with, adding by 3 each time. So negative 3 plus 3 is 0. And then 0 plus 3 is definitely 3. Okay, let's move on to the next question. It says, write the next two numbers in each sequence. Here we have 1, 2, 4, 7, 11, and then they want us to give them the next two numbers in the sequence. Notice that in each case, I have 1 plus 1, that's going to give me 2, right? And then 2 plus 2 is going to give me 4. And then 4 plus 3 is going to give me 7. And then 7 plus 4 is going to give me 11. And 11 plus 5 is going to give me what? 16, because notice I'm just, counting, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. So 11 plus 5 is going to give me 16. And then 16 plus 6 is going to be 22. And then for this one, we have 9, 16, 25, 36, and they want us to give them the next two numbers in the sequence. Well, these are just square numbers. So we know that 3 squared, or 3 times 3 is 9. 4 squared, or 4 times 4 is 16. 5 squared, or 5 times 5 is 25. 6 squared is 36. That's 6 times 6. And as we can do 7 squared, which is 7 times 7, that gives us 49. And then 8 squared, which is 8 times 8, that's going to give us 64. And so the next two answers are 49 and 64. Okay, let's move on to the next question. It says, write the next two numbers in the sequence, 3, 7, 11, and they want the next two numbers. Notice that here we're just adding by 4, so 3 plus 4 is 7, 7 plus 4 is 11, 11 plus 4 is 15, and 15 plus 4 is 19. So the next two numbers are going to be 15 and 19. Again, 11 plus 4 is 15, and 15 plus 4 is 19. Moving right along, the question states to write down the next two terms in the sequence. Notice that we are continuously subtracting by 2. So 10 minus 2 is 14. 14 minus 2 is 12. 12 minus 2 is 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. And then if we do 8 minus 2, that's going to be what? 6. And also 10 minus 2 is going to be 8. So 10 minus 2 is 8. And then 8 minus 2 is going to be 6. And so the answer here is 8 and 6. All right, moving right along, we have a next question. It says, write down the next two terms in the sequence. Write down the next two terms in the sequence. So what we have is we're constantly adding 3 in each case. So we say 1 plus 3 is going to be 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. 10 plus 3 is 13. 13 plus 3 is definitely going to be 16. So we add 10 and 3, that gives us the 13, and we add 13 plus 3, that gives us a 16. So our next two terms in the sequence is 13 and 16. Moving right along, it says they want us to write the next number in each sequence below. Notice that we have 4, 9, and 16. These are all square numbers. 2 squared, or 2 times 2 is 4. 3 squared, or 3 times 3 is 9. 4 squared, or 4 times 4 is 16. And 5 squared, or 5 times 5 is 25. And so that's what we have here. 5 squared is 5 times 5, which is 25. So the next term in the sequence is 25. Next, we have 39, then 36, then 33, then 30. Then they want us to figure what is the next number. Here, we're just going to subtract in each case, we're going to subtract by 3. So 39 minus 3 is 36. 36 minus 3 is 33. 33 minus 3 is 30. And 30 minus 3 is 27. And that's how we get it. If you subtract 3 from 30, you're going to get 27. All right, moving right along. Oh, that brings us to the last question. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video.